Any person versus Ja Rule?
Any person,
Uh,
any rapper.
no, I feel like there's a bunch of people that would actually sweep Ja Rule.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
No. Ja Rule would get
oh,
destroyed.
okay,
Other way
got
around.
you.
No, it would be a fucking slaughter.
Poor Ja. All right, so what's going on, sir? You good?
Nothing. Everything's great. It's golden.
That's damn, golden. Okay, not silver, not nickel, not bronze, golden. I like that.
Or it's more
So,
like a burnished brass kind of color. You know what I mean? But
mm,
like if you look at it from far away, it looks like gold. You know what I mean?
yes, the color of bullet jackets. I like that.
Hell yeah.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to another Nerdcast. This is
Welcome back.
episode
Welcome back.
what?
Six?
Episode 4? 6? Damn, we on 6 already?
I think so.
Okay. We're gonna need a guy to keep up with that. Can you put that on the docket to hire somebody to keep up with it?
I will get a secretary. Also, if we're wrong, next episode is going to be episode 4, so it'll be like more like a prequel sort of thing. We'll
Oh,
just
prequels. We're doing prequels now. That's sick.
we'll fill it. We'll fill it in. It'll be all right.
All right, bet. So yes, welcome to another podcast. And I'm Gerald, and this is
Your boy Matthew.
your boy Matthew. And of course, this is a podcast where we talk, well, Nerdcast, I'm sorry, where we talk about, we talk about art, we talk about music, we talk about movies, we talk about all types of nerd stuff. And honestly, whatever that just comes to our mind, that that sums it up pretty well, right?
Yeah, we've we've tried not to get political in the past, or at least we said we wouldn't get
It
political,
just
but
happens.
it just happens.
Right. And it's just stop giving us crap to talk about. Like I be wanting to talk about nerd stuff, and I'm just like, yo, I got this shit I gotta talk about, Matt. It
You know
sucks.
what though? You
What?
know what's though? To be honest, it's
What?
good that we started the podcast this year
Yeah.
instead of any year under the former administration, because like
Oh, yeah.
I don't wake up stressed out every day. Like, what dumb shit happened last night? What do
Yeah.
I have to catch up on?
I promise you, checking the news is just like because remember there was was it like at the very beginning of the year? It was a was it this year or last year? I want to say when we woke up and like there was like a threat of like nuclear arms being pulled out. Like
Yeah, probably last year.
yeah, and I think it was coming from North Korea or some shit like that. But I'm like,
Mhm.
bro, like you can't fucking wake up and just not see something new. It's always
And it
something.
was that's what fucks me up is it was every single day.
I
See, look at that. We already made it political.
right.
You know what I like though?
What?
I like now though, like I wake up, I check my news feed because I love Reddit. I use
Yeah.
Reddit a lot.
Mhm.
And like the news of the day is like Biden tripped up like some stairs. And I'm like, that's cool.
Right. I
That's
like
cool.
stupid shit like that.
I don't have to wake up to some like racist bullshit. Thank you.
I like shit like that. I would rather, you know, I would rather play it, pay attention to that than, other shit. Um, Before we get too far into the political hole, um, we were talking about Winter Soldier and I'm sorry, Falcon
Falcon.
and Winter Soldier,
How are you
right?
gonna put the white man first? What's wrong with you?
My bad. I'm sorry. It's I'm conditioned to do that. I'm sorry. Like it wasn't even on purpose. Like I just accidentally did it. My bad. Um. So you said
First question. First question.
what's up?
Have you seen episode 6?
Can you
Have you
describe it?
seen Have you seen? Oh man,
You said the final episode?
yeah. Episode 6 is the last one in the series.
No, I think I saw maybe 4. I think I stopped at 4. I didn't
Oh
get a chance to
man,
finish it. I mean, for the most part, I know, what happened because, Facebook exists and Twitter exists. So you're going to get spoilers regardless. So I'm not really tripping about it, but go ahead.
but it's man. See, I don't. watch. So just go do yourself a favor. If we have to do this podcast in 2 segments because
Yes.
you have to go and do homework, that's what we should do.
Oh, damn
Because
it, Matt.
we gotta talk about 5 and 6.
Okay. All right. So
And I'm not the one to. I'm not going to spoil it for you. That's not how I live my life. My mama raised me better.
I know I chose the right guy for this. I know I chose the right guy, my man. So all right. So that being said, let's just talk about 1 through 4.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 1 through 4. You want to go ahead? You want to start? I mean,
1 through 4.
Huh?
You know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. I love the Winter Soldier. I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier just as a series.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 1 through 4 does a really good job of kind of capturing the energy that we started to feel in all the way back in Captain America: Civil War, where like Falcon and Bucky are forced to work together.
Yeah.
And they fucking hate each other. Like
it's
I like it because it's a totally different paradigm than WandaVision, where like you have 2 people who are like established in love characters. There's like the male and female sort of relationship. Instead of this, you have 2 dudes who like
the only thing that kept them together or kept them in the same room is gone.
They work together.
Yes.
And that's it.
Like, right. The only reason why they know each other is because of Steve, and Steve is gone. So he's like, why do I fuck with this guy?
I don't know, man. He's got a vibranium arm. You got to respect that.
How are you gonna argue with that? It's just like this dude. I would much rather keep you around than turn you to an enemy. So that being said, I'm gonna stick with the guy.
He's useful.
Right. Now, episode 1 did a lot to set up, like you said, it did a lot to set up kind of like what they were going through and stuff like that. I liked the idea that Sam was kind of like looking at the shield like, this doesn't feel like my journey.
Right.
Like, I like that he, contemplated that, but as well, I didn't like what was behind the contemplated. Like, I felt like they missed a huge opportunity to say, because there was a lot of, just 1 through 4, there was a lot of race driven, not I won't say a lot of race driven plots, but it was like a subplot of him having to kind of find himself as a new American hero or whatever, and it was kind of like weaved around his race, him having to go meet what was his name, Isaiah. Yeah, him having to go meet Isaiah and stuff like that, and he get a chance to learn about what was done to another Black American hero, whatever, and he's just like, he's now upset about it, which is rightfully so. So I like that he had that moment of clarity, because I ain't gonna lie, it was really as a Black person, it was really frustrating watching a lot of these Marvel movies and a lot of these Black characters basically pretend like they're not Black. And when I say pretend like they're not Black, I'm not saying pretend like white people, but like, dude, you're a Black person in an all white space. You're telling me that you're not going to face any type of microaggressions or anything like that? I call BS on that, especially to the guy in the atomic suit of armor with a giant Gatling gun on his shoulder. I promise you, people are 10 times more afraid of you than they are of Iron Man. I can guarantee you that. So
I mean, also, are you talking about Rhodey?
Yes, Rhodey.
I mean, Rhodey also has the actual military background, so like,
yeah,
Rhodey could like fuck you up without the suit and not break a sweat.
Right. So I liked the idea of finally, like, seeing how a character who is put into place to be the next Captain America feel a little I guess you could say concerned about taking up the mantle, because he knows how it might be. It might be a tough ride for him. I wish that was one of the main reasons why he chose to not put the shield on. Because he said it just doesn't feel like mine. I'm like, okay, but what does that mean exactly? Then you see
Can I say something?
What's up?
If you were here in this room
Yeah.
Like, because obviously to our audience, we're doing this like
Yeah.
very far apart. We're doing this over the internet. If you were here in this room,
Yeah.
I would lovingly shake the shit out of you, and I would make you watch episodes 5 and 6. Like, and this is going to be like, oh god, it's going to sound like it is a mild spoiler.
Yeah.
Because you brought up Isaiah, that's why you need to watch 5 and 6.
Yeah. I feel like that. I feel like that's where it was going when I was watching it. It's just that I didn't have time to finish it. That's all.
No, totally cool. It'll take like an hour and a half of your life. Yes. But what I want to say, without spoilers.
Yeah. I mean, do we really have to avoid spoilers? Or are you trying not to spoil it for me, or are you just trying not to spoil it
for anybody? Because there's some people out there who still haven't seen it.
I'm listening.
Falcon's story arc is 10,000% satisfying.
Okay.
To watch him grow from like being in like, oh shit, when was he? He wasn't introduced in. It wasn't Cap 2. It was. I think it was. It was Civil War that he was introduced.
Well,
because the always on your left thing.
Yeah. Because he kept getting passed by what's the name, and that's when he and I think he had to help Cap on the battleship or whatever.
Right.
Well, stop the battleships.
So seeing Falcon grow from there to where he is now, is just, oh my god! Like, if I could, I would give it a Michelin star. That is like Falcon's story arc is like is perfect.
So can we?
And the thing that I love the most, again, no spoilers, is that they leave it at a place where Falcon can take off, pun intended. Like they can go anywhere with it, in any direction, and it's gonna be great. And the thing that I appreciate, last thought, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was given the same level of quality, of story writing, of just like shooting that WandaVision was given.
Right. And that was one thing that I was like, so when I first saw not the trailer, but just the promo for it, I was really salty. I was like, why the hell does the new Captain America have to share the screen with Falcon, with what's in him? Captain America had his own movie or about that. Now, mind you, I wasn't expecting a full movie for Sam Wilson, but I did want him to, venture out on his own and get banged up or whatever, so that we get a chance to see him do his own Captain America journey. Now, you mentioned Sam Wilson's growth. Can you go into detail on that? Like some where did you see him grow?
Give me a bandwidth. Like, what are we?
So you mentioned his growth. Are we talking about like as far as skill wise? Are we talking about as far as personality, character wise? Like what do you mean by his growth?
All of it, honestly. Just like, oh man, and god damn it.
I'm sorry. That was a curveball.
It wasn't a curveball. It's just like you're making me I got to be very choicey about my answers.
No, go for it.
Because I'm holding to the no spoilers thing. In terms of his growth as
spoil it.
No, I'm not. You can't make me. So I'm going to give you a very blasé, generic answer because that's what you're making me do.
Damn it.
His growth in terms of just like as an Avenger, his fighting skill, and the way that I would make the argument that he uses and I'm using my quote fingers here, the bird suit, as effectively as Tony Stark uses the Iron Man suit, except Tony Stark has years of experience on him.
Yeah.
Like we've seen this guy, and we've seen, this is going to be a little bit of a tangent. we've gotten to see what training with a super suit looks like in Ant-Man.
Okay.
Scott sucked with the fucking Ant-Man suit for the longest time. Like, was like trying to get control of like
I remember
how to
seeing
change
parts
sizes, the way to do it, and just like basic fighting things. Okay, cool. Now, in terms of like fighting, we know that we know Falcon is like AX Air Force's PJ, which is basically like their version of the SEALs.
Yeah.
These are really, really, really fucking hard dudes. You don't want to fuck with these guys.
Right.
So he's already got like the fighting experience. So there's like a little bit, there's not a lot of room to grow there. Like he's already a badass.
Yeah.
But for Falcon, we see him step into the way we see him grow, we see him like really, really learn to use the suit effectively. And just honestly, the thing that I really want to, like, the biggest thing for me is just like how like emotionally intelligent he becomes.
Right. I do like that part. Like I saw that the most. I saw that he was, really trying to be an example to everyone on, from Zenmo. Is it Zenmo?
Zemo.
I don't know why I want to say
The
Zenmo.
Sokovian guy.
Yeah. Zenmo to Winter Soldier to everybody. Hell, he tried to, and one of my favorite parts was his relationship with the leader of the Flag Burners.
Yeah.
I mean, the Flag Smashers, which I really hated that name. Like, I really didn't like that name. I'm like, you had so many different avenues to go down involving flags, and then you went Flag Smashers. Like, I can't imagine smashing a flag. I can imagine burning a flag, shredding a flag, doing, a bunch of different things to a flag. Smashing is not what I go to when I think of a flag. It's a soft material. How can you smash it?
But it does kind of roll off the tongue.
Flag smashers. So, oh, I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh, that was the end of my thing.
That was it? Okay.
That is as much as I can say until you do your homework.
Gotcha.
then we can really get into the paint.
Okay. So, can I say? So I enjoyed what's the name, and the I'm sorry, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I did enjoy it. I would say it didn't have that strong of a start for me. I found myself asking a good amount of questions, and it was more so like, okay, so in the other movies, Sam Wilson had guns, right? If I'm not mistaken, he had guns. He didn't have guns in this one. Now, I would imagine it's because he's transitioning to be the new Captain America. So I'm like, all right, whatever, But the part that and this always concerns me in any superhero genre.
Can I interject a question?
Sure.
Are you trying to draw a parallel about Captain America not having guns?
He had a gun, didn't he? Well, at the beginning, right?
He had a lot of guns.
Yeah, I thought so.
In the very first Captain America movie, dude, behind his shield was that fucking 1911. He was blasting Nazis.
No, yeah. And it's the thing. No, I wasn't trying to make like a negative commentary.
No, not a negative, just like a parallel. That's what I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from.
Oh, so it was more so like, why did they take it away from him at least for the beginning? At least for the beginning, because this was supposed to be his transition from Falcon to Captain America. So I'm like, okay, great. I would like for him to have started off with the guns and then kind of like, I guess, transition to the point that he starts seeing the bad behind it. So he's like, I don't want, at some point I would like to see the choice of, I don't want to use guns, because last time I saw him, he was using them really skillfully. Then at some point at this point, he's just like not using them. Now, it starts off, he's on a mission, and he's like the only person on the mission.
Right.
They have military guys around or like that, but they're not in a position to help. And the entire time I'm like, dude, fucking shoot these guys. What are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? Shoot them, shoot them, shoot them. And then you just don't see him pull out a gun. So I'm like, okay, well, you're now just a guy with glider wings. So at that point, the question is, what's making you more special if we're taking one of your tools away from you, because although he did successfully pass the mission, he still struggled for a long period of time. And it's not like these guys were special. They weren't like super soldiers or anything like that. They were just guys in helicopters. So I'm like, okay, if he's the guy that they called, I would like to see why outside of I'm the only one with the super glider wings. Now, shoot, what I gotta say. I did like how he was just like, hey, I don't, I'm not that pressed about taking on the mantle. And I did like how they pulled a really asshole Captain America out the bag. That you didn't like that, dude. Captain America?
So my friend Laura, I don't know if you met her when we were back at AI.
I don't think so.
That's okay. We had a long chat about the new guy they put up as Cap.
Yeah.
And like, did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
People met the actress who played Cersei Lannister in the streets, and they would be like, I fucking hate you. You're awful. Like disconnecting the person in the fantasy setting in Game of Thrones that she was playing.
Yeah.
But like people would bump into her in the streets, like the actress.
Yeah, and be ready to
and they would be like, you fucking suck. You're the worst. And I don't know that I would be able to disconnect that my way. Disconnect that if I met that guy in the street. I would be like, yo, you're garbage. You are human garbage.
Go fuck yourself.
But on the other side of the coin, that's one of the things that I really like, especially like with his actor, with Cersei's actress. They play such a convincing role. Like you're just like, you're in it and you're just like burning with hatred. Like every single decision that you have made has led us from bad to worse.
Yep.
You fucking suck.
Yep.
Like,
they convinced the hell out of you that they're a piece of shit to the point that you can't even see the difference. You about to, damn, you're just a person. Like you're doing this. It's like, this is a career. Like you came here, you did a job and you did it well. And now like, everyone hates you.
I got to give props for that. I got to give like people that commit to that level of like I'm the asshole. I'm just going to be the asshole.
Yeah. And
good on you. Like that is acting skill. I don't have anything. I don't know where I was leading with that, but
I get it. And that's 100%. Like you gotta, like, if you're playing the heel, then you have to play the heel. Like, you're not, oh, but what if they know? The audience is supposed to hate you, so go for it. Go full in. You can't hold back.
The best thing, the other thing that I love,
what?
If we're going to talk about story arcs still, I want to talk about story arcs because story arcs are important to me. Episodes 1 through 4, he has there's no redemption for him. He actually gets court-martialed and they're like, you fucked up.
Yeah.
And you lose everything.
Right. And now this is where I would love for them to have gone. Going back to Sam Wilson choosing to take the mantle or not to take the mantle, I would love for him to have the opportunity to take the mantle. He accepts, but they just choose this white guy anyway. And it's kind of like anyone but a black person. So then he steps up and he just shows himself to be the complete worst. And then at this point, they're just like, All right, I guess we could do Sam Wilson. I would love to have seen that shit because it's just like I feel like that's where it could have. I feel like that's where it would have naturally went. You know what I'm saying?
Can you
Like,
imagine that? Like I would just, you know what though? I would want a scene where the military brass are talking about who's going to be the next Captain America, right?
yeah,
And so like Sam Wilson is one of the candidates,
yeah.
and they're talking about it, and they're like, you know, we've got a lot of good candidates. We've got Sam Wilson. You know what though? I think we're just gonna go with Graydon.
Graydon. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Like it could have been one of the it could have been one of the judges like nephew, and they owe him a favor or some shit, or they owe the guys a favor. So they're like, hey, your nephew, he's still in pretty good shape, ain't he? Like, yeah, he just got
You
back
know,
from across seas. It's like,
Sam's a great guy. You know, he's been on a lot of tours. He's actually has a history with special forces. But
he actually
you know
used
what
to
we
be
really,
Captain America's partner.
you know what we really need? Just like some random white guy. Just like pick a name out of the hat. That's
just
how it
throw
would have gone down.
just throw darts at the board, and whatever dart hits the picture, you're like, yep, he's the guy. And the thing is, I'm not saying that's essentially what they did, but
It's
the
either gonna
guy,
be
huh?
Graydon, Drayden, or Okaden.
Okay, then though, I pray that there's not an okay then though.
There is now.
Whoever that's named Okaden, 10, 15 years from now, I'm sorry.
F in the chats.
I'm sorry. So, the guy that they ended up picking, he like, okay. I'm like, all right. So what my question is, and I feel like this is a very valid question. What makes someone Captain America? Because I feel like the Captain America kind of comes with super serum, like the ability to do just about anything that's necessary for the job.
Right.
But they picked this guy who he looks like he looked like he either just got out of high school or he's been out of high school for at least 2-3 years, and they just gave him a suit and the shield.
Also, I just want to point out the
Mm-hmm.
really little thing that pissed me off the entire time.
Yeah,
Having a military background.
yeah.
Um, his face was just 10,000% out of regs at all time. He was never clean shaven. He
Nope.
always looked like he woke up from like a fifth of tequila and an ass kicking.
Yeah, he looked like he needed a shower.
The smell in that room, oh my god.
He definitely looks like he remind me of what's his name, Tom Hardy from
Yeah,
Venom. He reminds me of Tom Hardy from Venom. That's why I wasn't convinced by Tom Hardy's character in Venom. Like, I'm like, he looks dirty. Is he supposed to look dirty like the entire time?
he is. No, because that was his thing. Okay, so we're going on a tangent. Here we
I
go.
know. I'm here for it though.
That's what for me. I love you. I disagree with you. Tom Hardy was always supposed to look like a little bit of a sleaze because, like, you know,
I get no,
he's
I get that part. And I'm
it's
fine with him looking
like
sleazy as it happens.
he
Huh?
basically rolled up to Indian Elon Musk and was like, "Why are you killing children?" Like he was always like that was his character. He was always asking the really dumb questions, like in a very public setting.
Mm-hmm.
So he always had to look a little bit sleazy. His fucking shirt sleeves were always cuffed. He always had like 10 like wristbands on or something.
Yeah.
No, he was always supposed to look a
He
little
looked
bit
like he
like,
never showered. But
yes, he's supposed to
so
look like a dirty guy.
now and that's okay. I mean, and that's just, I guess that's just because I'm not versed with the comics or the I mean, I was familiar with the animated series, but the comic books I
Mhm.
never got a chance to really look into it. Um in that circumstance, and I'm always big on visuals. Okay. In
Mhm.
his circumstance, he was supposed to be the good guy reporter asking the tough questions and stuff like that. But I
Right.
expect that to kind of come with a visual aspect as well. Like, yeah, you're the good guy reporter with a heart of gold, but you still look like a sleazeball that just came out of a bar from drinking all night. So it's hard for me to believe that you're a good guy reporter with a heart of gold if you look like you just been, drinking ever since the sun went down. Now,
So
as far as him looking sleazy, I would love to have seen that transition happen. Okay. So let's say he started off clean cut, clean cut, even whether, even though his personality probably wasn't that, he started off clean cut because he has a job to do or whatever like that. And then once he starts getting sick with Venom, then that's when he starts kind of losing his shit. His hair starts looking a mess. His beard starts to grow in. He always looks sweaty in his and he always has, his arms, his sleeves rolled up. So we get a chance to see the transition with him physically and almost and emotionally actually into Venom because his life is starting to look like complete shit.
mm,
That's what I
ah,
would have loved to see. But he just started off looking like a sleazeball, and by the end of the movie, he just looks more like a sleazeball because now I know he hasn't been showering.
hmm.
But that's all I was saying. Like Venom overall was a okay movie. I wouldn't say it was something that I would go back to and watch, but I would love to have seen that transition visually because
I've only watched it about 12 times.
12 times. How many drinks did you have while you was doing this?
Yes.
That's your answer.
Yes.
Okay, final answer.
Very final answer.
Okay,
But
yeah,
so
yeah. Listen, I'm listening.
I'm gonna throw out a counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
The way that reporters are shown in movies. Let me give
Yeah,
you one counterpoint to chew on.
yeah,
So we have Eddie Brock, who is a sleaze. Let's face it,
yeah,
he's just a sleaze.
yeah.
I want you to think about the way Lois Lane was portrayed in Man of Steel. She's
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, she was
like
never like made up. She usually just she kind of reminded me of like a Nat Geo
one of the like
explorer.
one of the first things that we learned about her when she's like chatting with Lawrence Fishburne is like she's a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, right?
Yeah,
She's clean, she's cut,
yeah,
she looks like she just came off like a hot press, right?
yeah,
That to me is what like a like upstanding clean journalist is supposed to look like in movies. I don't know. I don't know if this is like I could be totally wrong about this, but this is just the way that I feel about it, and I'm spitballing a little bit right now.
yeah,
That's for me. That's the reason that Eddie Brock looked the way that he did because he's supposed to look like a little bit of a shithole. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like his life is in shambles. He's almost always intoxicated.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I would like to see like if so when it comes to movies, right? And and you and me both see, we watch plenty of them. I
Mhm.
would like to see if you're going to start off with someone looking like complete shit, then the progression would be okay, they have to get better, right? Like the
Hopefully,
goal is by the end of the movie is that they don't look like they did in the beginning of the movie,
gotcha. Okay.
you know? So when they started off looking like complete shit, I'm like, okay, so he's going to clean up at some point. But then that doesn't line up with the concept of Venom because the entire time he's kind of like, he's kind of fighting himself. He's constantly trying to keep himself from killing people. He's
But also
he's
in
sick while
terms
he's doing it, huh?
in terms of story arc, Venom is never supposed to become the hero. He's not Spider-Man,
Right.
right?
Yeah. So that's why.
So
Go ahead.
if he starts out looking like shit, there's only one direction to go because he's not
Just
going out.
worse. Right.
Exactly.
And that's why I would like to see the clean cut version so we could visually see the like let's look at Star Wars, okay? Let's look at Luke. Luke started off this young happy-go-lucky kid that was, bitch and moaned about everything. What was he wearing? He was wearing like white or beige or off-white or whatever like that. Speaking of off-white, I went to that website. Their shit is grossly overpriced. I'm like, dude, you're asking 1,500 for a jean jacket? Okay, dude. So, anyways, Luke Skywalker started off
Never
in
mind.
like huh?
So never mind. I was gonna ask. I was like, what website were you on where you
Off
found a
white.
1500?
It's a website.
That's a
It's a
thing.
company.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, off white.
Oh, all right. I was today years old when I learned about this, but
Yeah,
cool,
it's
cool, cool, cool,
yeah.
cool,
I
cool.
mean, I only know about that because of I think Kanye West. That's it. So, what was I about to say? So, yeah, he started off in like white or beige or whatever, and as
Yeah.
time progressed, he started feeling himself a little bit more or whatever, and he started. You saw his clothing change.
Mhm.
So he went from beige. At some point, he ended up wearing the orange and white suit, whatever the X-wing suit,
The
and then
pilot
it's
suit. Yeah.
yeah, pilot suit, and then at some point he went to black. Black was when he was like, okay, I'm a Jedi Master, like I'm gonna kick your ass, and you get a mind state that come with that as well. He wasn't he wasn't as confident as he was at the beginning. But by the time he hit the black suit, he's threatening people. Like he legit threatened what was his name? Jabba the Hutt. He said, "Look, give up your prisoners or I'm gonna destroy you." And I'm like, Luke, when the fuck you start talking like that, sir? So you see that progression visually, although it's not telling it goes along with the character. I would like to have
Mm.
seen that in what's the name, like although he isn't supposed to be clean cut, but concerning that, but like you have plenty of reasons why. I mean, you have plenty of reasons why he should have been clean cut. He's a reporter. He has to be put in this room with a bunch of very influential people. So I wouldn't expect him to just be able to just walk in these rooms looking like he just finished drinking.
That's
So
what I'm
he
saying though. That he's a reporter, but he's not like a Lois Lane reporter. You know what I mean?
no, no, I
They
get
come
it.
from they
I
come
get
from
it.
two
I just
totally different ends of the spectrum.
right. So would it have been too hard for them to just have him like just clean up just for like one report, and then the moment he walks out, he just straggle his hair up again. He's about to, oh, that was annoying, and just walk away.
Yeah, I could. I mean, look, if you want to be technical about it,
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, he also had a black suit. So there's that. You
Ooh.
win.
He also had a black suit. Shit. But anyways, I feel like we got on a huge tangent. I was about to say.
No
So
one remembers where we were before.
no. Um so I would recommend for the audience, I would recommend Winter Soldier. I'm sorry. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Stop
Um
putting the white guy first.
I'm sorry. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's a really fun movie. I mean, it's a really fun series. I really enjoyed where they went with it. Um, I like that he got a chance to go back home and really see his family. It wasn't like his like the time with his family felt very authentic, which I have to be honest, it's really hard to see stuff like, I mean, it's really rare to see stuff like that in movies such as Marvel. Like I feel like that was definitely some type of it was someone of color in that room that said, yeah, we want his family to be X, Y, and Z, and we want their interactions to kind of go like this. Like I
I,
loved that.
and also, I love the way that the show addresses racial tensions or
Yeah,
just racism in general.
yeah,
Um, does it in like not a like a very 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 sober way.
yeah,
Um, like I can imagine there were a lot of people who I'll just say it, white folks who were
yeah,
like watching it and like the scene with Isaiah and just like we're just completely shook. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And this is a reality. This is a thing that like black people deal with every day. Like, and
yeah.
when Isaiah says they're never going to let a black person be Captain America,
You're yeah. And
that was like, even in the Marvel universe, which is supposed to be like science fiction, blah blah blah. It was like a real like fucking kickback to like reality, the reality that we're grounded in.
Right. Despite what you do, it's still gonna be you're still possibly not gonna be accepted. And I like the fact that they was bold enough to say that.
Yeah.
Because it's not like every Black person thought of this before they even mentioned it. About nobody. Okay, you're gonna be who? Okay, dude. Let's see how long. Let's see how well that works. And I like that they was bold enough for that. Like, I definitely give them a huge kudos for that, because it's definitely something that, I mean, it could have been something that they lost a part of the audience on, but as well, you can't create things hoping that you're not going to, hoping you're not going to lose somebody. You create what you feel is natural.
Not only that, and agree, disagree with me on this one.
Yeah.
Either way, I have always been a proponent of the idea. I've always felt in my soul that, like, as artists, our responsibility is to be critical of society.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
hello.
So I'm just trying to like phrase this.
Yeah.
So like, this was like years ago. There was this old game, which I love, on PlayStation 3 called Infamous. This is the second one. Awesome game. If you can ever find yourself a PlayStation 3, or I don't even know if you can buy it on the store, play it. But at one point in the game, it takes place in Seattle. A lot of the flags changed to pride flags.
Okay.
And I was just like sitting there stunned for a little bit, honestly, because I'd never seen a pride flag in a video game.
Yeah.
And like so represented, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that was definitely a bold move. And yeah, like that was a bold move for them. And I applaud somebody who would do something like that.
Representation matters.
Yeah.
It really does.
It really does. And it's not, and it's and before we go any further, it's not a matter of trying to shame anyone. Like,
no,
it's not
absolutely
trying to
not.
Right, it's not trying to shame anyone. It's just trying to tell people that feel like they're being ignored or feel like they're being prosecuted or judged for who they are. It's telling them that it's okay. It's okay.
We see you.
Yeah, that's it. You're being acknowledged. Basic shit.
Life lesson right here.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever look into somebody else's bowl to see if they have more than you. Yeah. Always look into somebody's bowl to see if they have enough.
That's a good one. Representation matters. That's a good one. That's a real good one.
You're gonna make me fucking emotional.
Oh, is my man crying? My man's crying.
Not yet. Almost.
So,
but I will. I can. One of my superpowers is I can
crying on command.
Ugly cry.
All right. So next topic. Did you see? No, I'm sorry. Did you see Mortal Kombat yet?
I haven't, but I really, really want to.
I've heard mixed reviews, but I'm not walking in there expecting much. So I feel like, I mean, that's how I approach life. I approach life just like, I'm not expecting anything to go well. So if anything goes well, I'll just be happy because I'm like, oh shit, that actually went well.
You know what? That is totally fair. And I will say this as a preface, I love Mortal Kombat movies. They are a guilty pleasure.
Oh, Annihilation? But you loved Annihilation?
I will say this objectively.
Yes.
The bar is really low.
It's really like you don't have to do much to really get better. I mean, you don't have to do much.
Liu Kang throws a fireball. You get some like throwbacks, like Scorpion saying, "Get over here," and like, I'm happy. I'm also a very simple creature, so there's that.
Yeah, I agree. It's and I really want to do a video in which, because there are movies out there that I'm like, okay, this is good, but it's not great, and there's easy ways to fix it. I really want to do videos that just fixing, not simple movies, but fixing movies that could have been great.
Yes.
You
And
know,
our first episode is going to be M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender.
I feel like you could have very easily fixed that by changing the director.
We are starting out in hard mode.
So
drop your socks and grab your stuff.
Oh, grab your stuff, huh?
Yeah, right. I don't want to get
That's not what you wanted to say.
We've already, dude. We curse like.
I know.
There's so much. There's so much bad language on this channel.
To swerve that pothole. You already got dings in your rims.
PP. There, I said it.
Oh, you're going to timeout. So, I was about to say. So yeah, Mortal Kombat. I'm probably going to see that sometime this week. I want to make sure that I see that before, before it gets too late. Question.
Why don't you see Falcon and the Winter Soldier first, and just
we
could have like a full ass conversation about it.
I'm gonna watch it. I just didn't get a chance to finish it. I'm sorry.
We could have a whole cast about literally. I'm telling you, we could have a whole cast about the last 2 episodes.
Really? Damn, that is okay. All right, I'm gonna make sure I watch it by the end of the week. All right.
Yes. Great.
Okay.
Episode 2 coming out soon. Of the cast, not of
Winter Soldier. I was about to say,
episode
wait
2
a minute.
is very old.
So
there's like 4 of them.
Shoot. I was about to say something.
There's 6.
I was about to say something. I forgot.
I threw you off your game.
So
hashtag winning.
God damn it. How do you feel about living on Mars?
Is that a show? Or we just thought we were like literally talking about living on Mars.
I mean, okay, let me. No, that's not the question I meant. How do you feel about people moving to Mars? Like Elon Musk is really pushing for that. So I don't know. I want you to give your take first.
I would say it seems like the only people who are super interested in living on another planet seem to be billionaires, and this planet is kind of, I mean, those are the same, I'm not going to say people, but the corporations that are owned by those people kind of fuck the planet up as it is.
Oh, cough. Yep.
Like in California, for example, ban straws, so there's less plastic in the Pacific Ocean, right?
Yeah.
Except 71 to 75% of all of like major pollution is caused by like 8 different companies. So like, you don't get a straw with your Starbucks cup, then you're the one who has to be helping out. I don't buy it.
Yeah, I get it.
I would rather fix this planet before we go into another one. And we're back in politics.
Perfect. I had that same exact answer. I don't like the idea that, you fuck it up and then you leave. That shouldn't be how anything works. Like we live here. Let's just fix it.
Yes. Now, the nerd side of me loves it.
I like the idea of going. I don't like the idea of living.
Let's build rocket ships. Let's as a people, let's like
go explore.
Develop interstellar travel. That sounds awesome. There's just a few things that we got to fix before we get to that level.
Yeah. I do like the idea of interstellar travel. I like the idea of just going to explore the cosmos in general. Okay, that's one of the biggest wet dreams I ever fucking had. Have you ever played No Man's Sky? Did I ever ask you that question?
I haven't, but I know a lot about it.
Dude, when I say it's one of the prettiest games I've ever played. You're
Oh,
just you're just exploring the infinite cosmos by yourself. You can set up a base, like you legit have to build a base. You have to you have to gather materials to help build your base. So let's say you want to put a window in your base, right?
mhm.
Well, you have to gather the materials, the minerals, and the minerals and the elements that makes up glass.
Sand.
Exactly. So like in the game you like, okay, so you're digging up ferrite, right?
Mhm.
Dig up ferrite or whatever. You have to dig up a certain amount just to make a window. And once you make a window, you can install it. So you legit can't build anything unless you gather the materials, which is amazing. Like you can trade your spaceship. You could get a bigger spaceship. You could and in the entire game, the whole point of the game, not the whole point of the game, but one of the biggest parts of the game is just simply just traveling and exploring different planets. There are paradise planets, planets that are much like, Earth counts as a paradise planet because it has all of the materials, all the elements to help support life. And
Gotcha.
then you have basically hell planets, planets that that are just hellscapes. The moment you touch down, you can be in plus 100-degree weather that will kill you, or you could be in negative 100-degree weather that would kill you. So you can
Oh,
only
like
be,
Norway.
huh?
Like Norway.
Much like Norway. Just not enough people talking to you in a weird accent. So
It's
you,
not that weird.
oh, that's not that weird. Okay, sure. Make me a strudel and shut the fuck up. Do y'all make
Strudel
strudels? Do they make strudels?
fucking just confused me with Germany.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
We're in a fight now. I'm gonna you know what? Just as like a counter punishment, just as like revenge, I'm gonna cook you up some lutefisk. You better get your body ready.
Somewhat.
Yeah, lutefisk.
Lutefisk?
You are in danger now.
Lutefisk? Are you talking about the rapper Lutefisk?
No,
No.
not ludicrous.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry. It's all love. We're still
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so, um, so yeah, No Man's Sky. It was really good. It was a really good game. I still have not played it in a while, solely because it takes so much of your time, and
Mhm.
you just need to be prepared to dedicate at least 2-3 hours to it because you're going to you're going to start playing it with the sun's up and then the sun's down, and you're like, oh shit, where the hell did the day go? It went to the game. So yeah, it's a really good game. I would recommend anyone in the audience checking it out if you're into space travel and into space stuff or whatever like that. That's an amazing game. Oh, you also have to learn how to talk to aliens. Like as you're traveling, you bump into aliens at different space stations, right?
Mhm.
And the more you talk to them, like you kind of have to guess what they're saying. But as you're traveling different planets, you're going to find these knowledge stones, and each knowledge stone can teach you a different word in an alien language.
Hmm.
So by the time you collect, a good amount, you can vaguely communicate with different types of aliens as you bump into them, and that will determine whether that conversation is going good or not. So like so you would talk to one alien and you're like, I think he's saying X, Y, and Z. So you got to think of the proper response. So you try to give them a proper response. And if you do give them proper response, they could give you something like a spaceship component, or they could give you something like a tool, or they could give you something like just a basic mineral or something. But if you give
It's
them
just that the
a
alien people here just like handing out engine
yeah,
components.
right, like that's sick. I mean, very generous, but I'm like, okay, sure, I'm going to take it. And or if you get on their bad side, let's say you fuck up way too many conversations with them, well, you can end up on you will end up on their bad side, and you can end up getting attacked by them when you leave the planet. So if you find yourself in space and you're nowhere near a planet, or you're nowhere near a space station or a trading station or anything like that, you would end up getting attacked, and hopefully your ship has the tools to be able to defend itself, because you're going to get your ass whooped. But it's a really fun game. I was put onto it by my friend Kobe from TIC summer camp, and he was like, "Hey, check out No Man's Sky." It seemed like he mentioned it because of the soundtrack. The soundtrack is really ambient. If you like ambient, metallic like music, then you're going to like No Man's Sky. It's kind of like adventure / Lost in the Universe music, which fits perfectly. But he mentioned the music, and I was like, "What is it?" And then he explained to me, and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll check it out." And then when I checked it out, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" So yeah, shout out to Kobe for that, because that was dope.
I only have one question.
What's up?
Can you become a space pirate?
Yes,
I'm on board.
And this is just going based off of playthroughs. You can develop your own crew, and
Ooh.
you could basically have your crew, take whatever they feel. You could find ships. I mean, you could see ships, and especially if you're talking about playing online, you could find whoever that's you know not protected, and just roll up on them and then take their shit. So yeah, you technically can become a space pirate.
I'm about to become Captain Smack Sparrow.
Captain Snack Sparrow. I'm here for
Damn straight.
it. I'm here for it. And yeah, so I would definitely give that a play. It's really fun and it's very relaxing. That's one thing I really like about it. You could play at your own pace, and it's the most relaxing game I ever played, to be honest.
And now I know you can rob people. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, it's like Space Grand Theft Auto. you got Space CJ and Space Trevor. And yes, I know that's from two different Grand Theft Autos before we even go there. Huh?
I'm gonna make fun of your yee ass space haircut.
And maybe that was one of the best conversations I've heard in Grand Theft Auto in a long.
It really was. That was masterful.
Yes. I would say the next one was what was his name? Smoke Dog. When they went to the Fat Burger. What's the Fat Burger?
Oh god, and he plays it like the full order.
Yes. He ordered like 8 things.
8? Like 20 things.
He just pointed at the one half of the menu. He's like, "Yeah, that. Can I get all of that?" I'm like, "Sir, what do you mean specifically?" 6 through 12. That. Yes, I want that. And they're like, "Okay, sure. Give us a second. Can you pull around front? Because it's gonna take us 20 minutes to cook that shit." So
in your free time though,
yeah,
look that scene up, because there are a couple of great YouTubers who have made like trap remixes of it.
of him ordering the food.
Yes.
Yo.
And it is worth the like minute and a half of your life to watch them.
This is why I like the internet. Reasons like this is why I love the internet. Like, you can't beat stuff like that.
You can't.
So next, and this is one thing I wanted to start talking about: music. What are you listening to nowadays? Like can you drop like a recent album?
I recently got into so I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here. I recently really got into Lil Nas X after the whole controversy, the Montero controversy.
Right.
And I started listening to some of his older stuff and just like falling in love with it. Like that's what I've been listening to. Outside of that, like on day to day, I generally listen to like different kinds of like metal from like Finland, or there's like a Scottish band that I like called Ailstorm. And they basically do pirate metal, so they're always talking about like they basically sing about wenches in need, and that's all it is.
Okay,
and
I was about to say you're
like,
not just gonna breeze over freaking pirate metal, okay?
No, kind of. I guess I kind of did.
Pirate metal, like that's like I'm supposed to just know what the fuck pirate metal is.
Well, it's like metal, but like imagine that it's pirates. Oh,
yeah.
And the fun thing is, oh my god, one of the funnest things that they do is when they play live sets, because I've seen a couple of their live videos from like YouTube. Like I think they played like Vakken like a couple of years ago. They have this setup behind them, which is like basically like a stand with like bottles of rum. So they like pour themselves shots in the middle of a show.
That's
fun.
Yeah. That. So what is it called again? I mean, not what is it called. What is the band called?
Ailstorm, like ale, like the beer, like ALE.
Ailstorm. That's so fitting. Ailstorm.
And like even in one of their songs, they describe what the Ailstorm looks like, and it's just like imagine like a hurricane of beer, except it's beer.
That sounds like it stinks though.
Yeah, like, but after you
have you ever smelled liquor out of context?
Oh, I've smelled some smelly liquors. Yes.
Yes. So yes, it's never pleasant. So you said so Ailstorm. What else?
Ailstorm. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of different stuff. Okay. Marina and Her Diamonds is another really good one. They're from Wales.
Dude, you be finding these guys.
You just go through I went on a really, really, really long recent Prodigy kick. So I kind of coming down from that, but that's always a fan. That's like always a fan favorite for me personally. Okay. I'm a fan.
So I was about to say. So I listened to this. I just finished playing this. It's a producer. His name is what is his name? V Don.
Okay.
V Don, and he like so. What is it called? It's called The Bone Collector. That's one of his. I think that's one of his most recent albums. It's called The Bone Collector, and it's just a album about maybe 12, 15 songs of just half of them are instrumentals. Half of them are instrumentals, and the other half is just people rapping over said instrumentals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really fucking good. Like I think I listened to them. It's very chill music. Anderson .Paak. I've been diving into Anderson .Paak's music lately. Every time I decide to open my music app, I end up just looking for a different Anderson .Paak album. And this is a good question because I don't know if you've seen Anderson .Paak is teaming up with Bruno Mars. He's one of the ultimate light-skinned guys next to Drake. How do you feel about that? Or do you even care? That's a good question.
Honestly, I don't know enough to have an opinion. I know Bruno Mars, but I just learned about this other person that you just mentioned. Like I was today years old. So
okay. So Anderson .Paak,
I don't know enough.
Anderson .Paak is definitely a musician I would recommend looking into. If you he's a very soulful musician. He does some rap as well, but a lot of his stuff is soul music. He does, you hear a lot of raw instruments and stuff like that, which I'm always down for. I love hearing how the music is made over just hearing it's being produced in the studio,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. If I had to give an opinion about them two teaming up, I just think Bruno Mars is coasting off of I think he lost steam off of Uptown Funk and Dripping in Finesse and all of these yeah guys, I'm still black actions that he decided to do, and now he kind of needs something to kind of get him back into the groove of things. So that's where Anderson .Paak comes in. And
So you are is Bruno Mars going more like pop or like
he's going he's trying to transition. He started off started off, his career started off really poppy, and he's trying to transition. And essentially he tried to transition back during Uptown Funk, and then he
Oh,
did.
so sorry. So I misunderstood. So he's
What?
going the other direction. He's trying to do more like soul stuff.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
And I mean, it is cool, but here's the thing: you can't fake soul. That's the sad thing about it. You can fake anything else, but you can't fake soul.
There have rarely been spoken more truer words.
Like,
good sir.
You could rap, sure, but at some point, someone sees through it. But soul, it's just like this. Nigga, please.
You have it. You have it, or you don't.
Right. So that's what I can't wait to see, because yes, the man can sing. Before anyone gets on my case, the man can sing. The man is very fucking talented. But I always raise my eyebrow when someone's career starts off in one lane and they go to a different lane and stay there. You see what I'm saying? Like, now, I'm not saying that you can't experiment with stuff. I think that's your duty as an artist to experiment. If you don't experiment with stuff, then I feel like you're not even an artist. Like, if you don't experiment with different styles, different approaches, then I feel like you're not an artist. Well, you're not a true artist. But as well,
but I think I understand what you're saying. Is like experimenting is like something that you have to do, but very, very different from like shifting your entire paradigm.
Exactly. Like, that's like the equivalent to you going 20 years and then at 21 you decide to start speaking in a Jamaican accent, and I'm like, okay, where the fuck did that come from? Like, it raises a few eyebrows, right? Like, is that assessment coming out of left field or no?
No, I think that's fair.
Yeah. So I just seeing that, I'm like, okay, this is okay, but
why'd you pick Jamaican though? Is that just like the first one that came to mind, or?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair.
I feel like the reason why I picked Jamaican is because it felt like it will be the most out of place in almost anyone's vernacular.
That's true.
Like, if anyone just started speaking with a Jamaican accent, people are just gonna be like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, he was just speaking like a average American douchebag accent yesterday, and then now all of a sudden we have this.
Graydon, stop. You were born in Westminster.
Right, like, your name is Graydon. Like, there's nobody ever in the history of people named Graydon born in Jamaica. I checked.
In the history of Jamaica.
I checked, okay? They don't have any records. So what's going on? So I was about to say, so yeah,
quarter life crisis.
Anderson .Paak, I will definitely recommend looking into him. V Don, and and I wanted to mention one more. Lupe Fiasco's Drogas Wave. I'm sorry. It's basically a Black History. It's a Black History book report set to music. It's probably one of the most, like, and this one thing I will actually mention later. But it's on, I feel like it's on par with To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Like, as far as relevance and as far as just how he delivers everything to you. Like, and here's the thing, Matt. It's like 24 songs on this motherfucker. That's a long ass album, and it's still like has playback value. Like I still don't mind playing it from beginning to end.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I don't know why you're so surprised that like albums are getting longer and longer. Dude, we are so like 8 tracks don't even exist anymore.
Well, but Kanye West was doing like
Artists
the
artists
7-track
can't even
ones, and then
we can't even make B-sides anymore because CDs only got one side. And we got Blu-rays. Come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah. And the way that music is being produced or made these days, and when I say made, I'm not talking about as far as the engineering, but just like what people make them for. It's really sad because you got people that make they have throwaways or whatever, right? And like great example. So Sicko Mode by Drake and Travis Scott, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically the way that they set it up was that because um Sicko Mode starts off with Drake spitting, I don't know, like maybe like 6 or 7, maybe 8 bars or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he ends it with Sicko Mode, right? And then at some point the beat changes and then it goes into Travis Scott's joint, right? Well, the way that they set it up for that to be 2 separate songs. So
I've seen that before.
yeah. And one of the reasons and one of the reasons why is so that people could get like, so that they can get higher stream numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, but you like that's like that was like a 10-second song. You can't tell me that that's a song. That shouldn't count. Like that's like the equivalent to you getting high streams because it's a damn skit. What's up? I feel like you gotta say something. What's up?
I'm just saying that I've seen that a lot before, especially like there's like, well, I should say in the metal community or
Gear Solid.
metal artists.
Yeah.
Yes. 5.
Snake.
Um, the first track to an album,
Yeah.
especially like in like, because I'm gonna out myself as a real nerd here. When I say
Welcome
metal,
to the club.
I'm not talking about Metallica. I'm not talking about like Megadeth and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
More like European bands, like
Yeah.
bands from like obviously Norway, Sweden, Finland,
Right.
France, that sort of thing. A lot of bands will start their like the first track of an album will be something kind of like a melody, like it'll be like all instrumental, and then it will lead up into the very first song, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just like you were describing, the very end will be like a transition, and it'll be like and then like the big like the down-tuned guitar stuff, like the big E chords come on. So like like I've seen that before. Like, I'm just saying that I've seen that before, and it's
okay.
I don't know. I enjoy it.
Right.
I'm gonna listen to this one that you've said, because maybe it comes out or it plays differently in like a hip hop album.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, give it a shot. Now, and from my experience, I haven't heard it in 2 separate playings, but that's what I learned about the streaming process is that it was cut into 2 for streaming purposes, which I'm like, okay, dude, y'all shouldn't do that. I'm not saying can't, y'all shouldn't do that because like we could have a whole 30-minute cast about just streaming and how it's fucked up. So I ain't trying to go too far into it. What else?
3 beers later.
And you know what? And another thing.
What really fucks me up? The next podcast that we do, I do hope it's about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I have an ocean of stuff to say.
Okay,
and
perfect.
I have absolutely no doubt that you will too. By the way,
Yes.
to everyone who's listening, this is a preface. Spoilers over everything we're about to talk about after Gerald is done doing his homework.
Yes. Y'all gonna get
That's
that
what's
shit. That
up.
shit is gonna be spoiled. Okay. So I need y'all to just close your ears or go watch it.
There's
Last
like
one.
some people say, like I said it earlier, getting your
Yeah.
hands in the paint. We're gonna get like 4 different cans of paint, and we're gonna get our hands all the way into them, like up to the elbows.
It's gonna get nasty.
Nasty.
All right, last question. And this is just a one to end it. Name a verses that you're looking forward to.
Say it again.
Name a verses that you're looking forward to. You know the Versus
that I'm looking
series?
to. No idea. What is that?
So Versus has been for the past. Oh, I love this because I get a chance to educate you on Black stuff. Versus is it's a series that's, what's his name? Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
Swiss Beats and Timbaland created, and it's just been like, it kicked off at the beginning of the pandemic, and basically all they've been doing is just getting legacy acts legacy acts of music, and getting them to just compete with each other. They're not really competing with each other, but they're just kind of just bringing their top 20 songs and putting it next to someone else's top 20 songs. So we've had
Oh man, I was so excited. I thought this was going to be like a rap battle.
It's not exactly a rap battle, but they're comparing each other's catalog.
Okay.
And I guess the audience get a chance to pick who won. So we've had 2 Chainz versus Rick Ross. We've had Brandy versus Monica. We've had Jill Scott versus Erica Badu, which was a really good one because they just loved each other the entire time. And I was like, oh man, I could just imagine how that room smells. It smells amazing. I'm sorry. I gotta wipe myself up.
You nasty.
We've had, I would say one of the recent ones was Redman versus Method Man, which was also a really good one. So it's basically just taking 2 artists of a relative caliber and just competing, just kind of having them, put their catalogs next to each other. And for the past 6 or 7 of them, it's just been them just kind of celebrating each other's catalog, which I love even more. Like, I love that so much. It's not a matter of, oh, I'm going to beat you. I'm better than you, yada, yada, yada. It's just like, look what we did. This is awesome. I love your
celebrating.
Shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I love that. It's so much more wholesome than I thought the direction you were going in.
Oh no.
Because I'm a complete pessimist.
I know. And I was like, oh man. I would say the only one that was really exactly what you thought it was gonna be was Gucci Mane versus Jeezy. Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy had a history of beef with each other. I'm not trying to go into great details. I'm pretty sure one killed another, the friend of another one or whatever. So it's like it got dark, and they didn't really, they didn't say bygones be bygones that much. They squashed the beef, meaning that they won't hit each other, but the entire battle or the entire verses, Gucci was just throwing shots after shot after shot at Young Jeezy. And Young Jeezy, I have to respect him. He was just like, all right, I ain't trying to go like that too much longer. But I'm going to try to keep professional. So I respect that. But it was a really good. It was,
if we really wanted to make it a slaughter, it would be any person versus Ja Rule.
Any person versus Ja Rule?
Any person. Any rapper?
No, I feel like there's a bunch of people that would actually sweep Ja Rule.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
No. Ja Rule would get destroyed.
Okay,
other way around. No, it would be a fucking slaughter.
Poor Ja. What
would it be without you? Never mind. It's stupid.
Oh. I remember like his his catalog was good, and it was developing. Like he had his own lane, and 50 Cent happened. So,
and then
yeah.
also
What?
he picked a fight with Dr. Dre, and like
Yeah.
Dr. Dre bought like that diss track. Oh my god.
He
When they
had.
brought like it was Dr. Dre, it was fucking Eminem, Busta Rhymes, and they just fucking
Yeah.
they cut
You
him
don't.
into
You don't.
atoms.
Yeah. You don't. You don't. You don't do that. Like
He
you need
was
to.
they,
I'm a firm believer in picking your battles, and he did not pick his battle.
yeah. No.
So I would say the only versus the versus I really want to see is Pornhub versus X videos, bro. Yes, that's the shit I really want to fucking see.
Pornhub
Like,
wins.
huh?
Pornhub wins.
Pornhub wins? Can
Yeah.
can you explain?
Go on an X videos,
Mm-hmm.
and you will see videos from Pornhub. Go on Pornhub, and you will not see videos from X videos. And when you're watching a Pornhub video because that little like the little beat that plays at the beginning. You don't laugh. You know what I'm fucking talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh shit. Oh shit. And one of the things that's really funny about this is a long time ago I used to back when you used to buy and rent videos and movies on iTunes.
Oh yeah.
So I used to be a huge fan of like some of like Comedy Central used to have some very, like, I won't say obscure, but just like some random good stuff. Like, it's upsetting that it's gone, but they had some good stuff that have never seen a second season. So, and I'm just gonna run a few all off of you. Um, Secret Girlfriend, that was a series on Comedy Central. I really loved it. Um, Shorties Watching Shorties. I think that was a really great concept, and I miss it. And last but not least, it's a show called Testes. Okay, Testes was probably one of the most fucked up shows I've seen on Comedy Central in a long time, and I don't see them topping that. But the reason why I bring it up is because at the beginning of, before they play any episode, there will be, like a little drum beat or whatever as they're showing the Comedy Central logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pornhub had that same exact drum beat as the Comedy Central intro back in the day. When I heard it, I'm like, that sounds familiar. And I think I listened to the Comedy Central one. I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
That's
So
so
yeah,
familiar.
it's a shame that I
I've
recognize
got
it,
one
but
to
yeah.
throw. I've got one to throw into the pot for you.
What's
Not from
up?
Comedy Central. This was back when MTV2 was a thing.
Yeah.
There was this amazing show called Wonder Chosen.
That's I remember I
And
remember seeing it. I don't
it
remember
was
actually being able to get into it.
it was basically Sesame Street with crack and Adderall
Oh, that's why I couldn't really get
blended
into it.
into it.
Yeah, it was like an acid trip, wasn't it?
Yes, no, absolutely. No, that
Okay.
show I first saw it in my unfortunate young formative years.
That's why
And
you're so damaged.
that was definitely the first. No, well, I mean, not the reason, but
A attributing factor.
it was definitely the first brick in my path to hell.
Okay.
By the way, Joe, just so we're clear, it's no longer a path at this point. It's actually just like a greased slide
It's a
that has a
plummet.
loop. It has a loop to loop halfway down.
Oh, it's a loop-de-loop there? Okay.
Hell yeah! No,
Okay.
I upgraded the whole thing.
Maybe they got some spikes.
Hell yeah! Oh, kinky.
So, Wonder Chosen, would you recommend it?
No,
Okay.
if you are a good right thinking human being, no.
Okay.
If you are
Fucked up.
anything like Gerald or I am, yeah, hell yeah, it's a good ride.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. I'm
and
always
I'm
here for some obscure shit. Watch
and I'm mad
Testes.
because you can't even find episodes of it like on YouTube anymore. You got I'm looking. I don't know if it's like streamed anywhere or like
Yeah.
hosted anywhere, but I want to find it because I want to watch. I want to relive the pain.
Oh, you're a masochist. Yeah, you did say
Yes.
that, didn't you? I know you were serious about it.
Little column A, little column B. You know.
Little column A, column B. So, what was I about to say? So, you said Pornhub would win, right? This is why. This is my reasoning. Well, one of my reasons on why X videos will win.
Okay.
So, do you remember Dragon Ball Z? It wasn't Resurrection. Was it Resurrection of F? I think it was. Yeah, it was Resurrection of F, or Resurrection of F, whatever it was, right?
Okay.
You remember that?
Barely.
When Frieza got reincarnated, they had the movie, and that's when they officially showed Super Saiyan Blue and all of that stuff.
Oh, then never mind. I don't think I saw that one.
You never saw that one? Okay. I mean,
no, I guess not.
You're not really missing anything. They embarrassed the shit out of Gohan.
When does that not happen?
Yeah, and they technically embarrassed Vegeta as well. I was really mad about that, but we'll talk about a different episode. So, anyways, when that came out, because I think was that in movies? I can't tell whether it was in movies or not. But one day I, late at night, and I got on X videos, and guess what was on the main screen? The entire movie of Resurrection of F.
Just the whole movie.
The entire movie. So I clicked it. I'm thinking, like, okay, it's going to be a trick. They're going to show porn at some point, or this is going to be just like like a parody or something like that. No, someone actually uploaded the movie, the Dragon Ball Z movie, to Resurrection of F, and I mean to X videos, and I was just like, I'm so proud of this country.
Truly, truly one of the maddest of lads.
How do you manage to get on a fucking porn site and find a Dragon Ball Z movie?
You did it, my dude.
I'm just saying, like, what are the chances? That is nuts. So yeah, that's one of my arguments on why X videos is. Huh?
I'm actually sensing a conspiracy. I think you were the one who uploaded the entire movie to X videos, and now you're trying to promote your own shit for views.
Hey, go like and subscribe, please and thank you. I appreciate it.
Link down in the description.
For merch, for merch, please follow this link. So, and personalized hand lotion. We already got that too. So,
it's scented like Bulma's bathwater.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Bulma's bathwater. Is that too far? No, it's not too far. Fuck that. It
wouldn't be the first time.
Anyways, so is that it? Because I feel like we wrapped this up like 20 minutes ago, and that didn't work.
Oh yeah, no, we were at the bottom level of hell, and then we just plummeted right. We just kept going straight down.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I mean, it's a fun slide, so
it is.
It's
got a loop to loop.
Yeah, you can never beat a loop de loop.
For real,
you can never beat a loop de loop.
Whoever's listening to this cursed chat, this cursed fucking podcast, Gerald, I am holding you to it. I will not do another podcast with you until you finish Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Damn, such harsh terms.
It is harsh. It's harsh love.
That sounds.
Believe me, though. Believe me, there's so much. Oh, just do it.
All right, so I got homework to do. I'm gonna watch the last 2 episodes, and we're gonna wrap it up next time.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Peace and love, everybody. Yes.
Thank
you to both people who are listening to this right now.
Right. I hope y'all two are I hope y'all are on separate computers so that you could count as 2 different views.
Yeah, plot twist, it's us. It's just us.
It's just us. Shit.